Kia ora, I'm John Boy,
And I'm Cows.
and this video in particular is a follow-up from our day trip down to the Taupō Collectibles
Last Saturday.
Saturday, because part of that trip required us picking up a member of the Bot Brothers, which was Bo. Bo was gracious enough to not only join us on that trip and spend the day with us, or us spend the day with him, vice versa. And we had a good time, good conversations. I guess increasing our knowledge of each other and our commonalities, I guess.
Oh my god. Yep. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed that day, because even though we've known of each other for a while, we'd not spent an elongated amount of time with each other to be able to get to know each other that much better, which was it's cool to be able to have that amount of time. There must have been like 6 hours at least in the car alone.
Where we had no choice.
Yeah.
Forced upon us.
Yeah.
The good thing about that day was that we had caught wind of the fact that Bo was working on his man cave. And nothing screams than somebody doing up their toy collector's man cave. So we effectively, as we saw Jared, who gave us tattoos, and we got to see his Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle collection, we were privileged to be able to drop Bo off after a long day in Taupō and have a look at his collection.
Yeah, and he had been dropping little tidbits of his collection and his man cave renovation.
Yep, so he was dropping those on Instagram, Bot Brothers, or Bot_Brothers on Instagram. He was dropping them on the New Zealand action figure collectors page on Facebook, which is how we all know each other outside of retro. And I assume he's been dropping on the Transformers New Zealand Facebook page, which he is an admin on.
Yep.
So there's a lot of hype. There's a lot of excitement around the fact that he is going to do a mass reveal.
And that excitement and hype is legit.
Very real.
Yeah.
We're scared now. So I mean, we rolled in. We must have both of our GoPros. We had our phones at the ready, but we weren't prepared for just the enormity of his collection.
Yeah. Like even when you looked at the footage that he had been dropping, which was usually just like a single photo of a figure
in the front,
and then you could see like bits of the background which were really
fuzzy.
Yeah. You could make out what those things were about, but not what they actually were as such, or clearly indicate what they were.
In the 30 to 40 minutes we were at Bo's house, I probably swore every half second. It was
honest. Yeah.
It was such a I've never seen anything like it, and I know I've said that before when I saw Jared's, but I've never seen anything like that either. We are, in the toy game, there's not too many people that will open up their doors and let you in, let alone try and make a video about, your collection. So.
Yeah, and you're right. It definitely is a privilege to not only have access to that, but also in the way he was presenting it to us.
Oh.
Because there was at least a couple of times when not eavesdropping, but I heard conversations and he's saying to people, because they're all chomping at the bit to try and get more footage of what it is that he's doing in his man cave.
They want close-ups. They want to see all the bots. They want to see. Yeah. I was standing there with my phone and my GoPro, just going, "What the fuck is going on?" Yeah.
And amidst these conversations that I heard him having with other people, he was going, "Oh no! I'm getting professionals in to do the video for it." And I'm standing there going, "I wonder who he's talking about. I wonder who he's getting in to do that."
We got back to his house. He meant us.
Yeah, it was us that he was talking about. I was going, "Oh, what?
Yeah.
Okay."
So our, we've been very blessed, and John Boy and I stop often to turn around and go, how did we end up here? how did we end up here? And so I guess our separate relationships with Bo, and you know, and then being able to go on a road trip and sort of solidify our relationship.
Yeah.
You know, that was fun and games, but to be allowed to go into his whare, you know, and we were taking shoes off. He's like, no, don't take your shoes off. I'm like, fuck, we take our shoes off. That's how we roll. And then, you know, to be able to go in and I guess all the questions in our head, he was allowing us to air out, and he was trying to answer as honestly and quickly as possible because we did not know.
Well, the questions weren't even prepared. They were just sort of things that
rolled off the tongue.
Yeah. It was all ad-libbed, and it was like, because there was that whole moment of not knowing, again, where to look, like, not in an awkward way, but just like, there's too much to look at and to try and absorb it all.
Yeah, I left there with a headache. It was chaotic because one, I know 3 Transformers: Fortress Maximus with Trahar, Optimus Prime, and then Bumblebee. Yeah. And so those are the big ones. And then in my head, I'm sitting there looking at just stacks and cubes and full of multiple shelves.
It was an overload.
Sensory overload,
Sensory overload. And much like it was when we went to Jared's, it was definitely that kind of feeling.
But Bo's was laid out. They were displayed. They were visually appealing. They were it was super overwhelming. So by the time we left, and when I got in the car, we waved goodbye, and it was just like, what the fuck did we just look?
Shaking my head.
We weren't sure what was going on. Like it was phenomenal. Yeah.
Again, terribly privileged to be able to be in that position in the first place, and then for him to turn around and say, "Oh yeah, I'm getting the professionals in to do the video," and then he meant us, and I was just going, "What? How did we?"
And we laughed and laughed.
Yeah. Are you sure? You sure it's us? Yeah. What?
So with the fact knowing that there were people that were hitting him up to have a reveal video done and all the rest of it, I put everything in sort of high gear. I was like, right, we need to do this, that, the other. This is how I envision it. Let's do this, that. And then he turned around and said, "Oh, that's not even all my collection."
What? Sorry, what?
Choked. So he's still looking for more shelves. He needs to set up. You know, he's still got like 30%, I think he said, worth of his collection to still put out. And it's almost like he's given us the courtesy to know that we had that time and place. But, you know, there are still all his people that are into Transformers that are waiting on this.
And that's great from a planning point of view, so that we can formulate ideas and I guess even the same or more questions to drop in the videos, so that we, you know, are not wasting our time when we go there. We can just go in there.
Game plan,
hit all the corners and angles that we want to in terms of the footage that we're gaining, and with the, I guess, the interview type style video that we want to try and do to encompass all of it.
Yeah. What we're saying is he may be the second collector we've visited, but he will be probably the 8th or 9th video we do. So hopefully we'll have some game by then. We know what we're doing and how we want to execute it and stuff. So
which is all part of the grand plan as well, right? Is to have a series of
collectors,
interviews or showcasing collections, and the people who are in the position to be able to do that. You know, have collections and then share it.
Yeah, and not necessarily just action figures, like just impressive collections. Show me what you got.
I think that was one of the things that I liked about the Taupō Collectibles, was that it wasn't just toys.
No. My first purchase was a pair of cufflinks from the 1990 Commonwealth Games in New Zealand, and that was from a pair of old biddies who had no toys.
They were lovely.
They were, because you were with me when They were super lovely, and they were quite concerned about the fact that they didn't think they were in the right place. I was like, "Is your shit collectible?" And they were like, "Yes." I said, "You're in the right place."
Did you read the sign when you came in?
Yeah. It's not the toy fair, which I know we called it for a little while.
Yeah.
It is the Taupō Collectibles Event, and
yeah.
so everything they had encompassed that.
Yeah.
But I think in the big scheme of things, we're super excited.
Yeah, 100%. I'm definitely feeling that way, and not just particularly about bows. I think about the whole adventure of us, what we're looking to gain in terms of getting the footage from the collectors themselves,
Momentum,
and because meeting people and then conversing with them about the thing that we pretty much all have in common, it's eye-opening, and it's really enlightening to understand the dynamic that they might have between them and their collections, and how we view them as collectors.
Yeah, I feel like we're taking on a lot, but again, every so often, John Boy and I stop and we go, "How do we end up here?"
I've got to pinch myself every now and then to be like, "Oh, it's actual."
Yeah, and I don't think that's from the perspective of we're going to record all of this, but just knowing people that are so committed to their collections that like Bose is outstanding.
Yeah, because like I think we're pretty humble people, and then when you meet other people who are the same and they're humbling, it's a very humbling experience to kind of be in the middle of that.
Because you're in awe, you're trying not to fizz over everything you're looking at, and then that person who's collected it's like, "Oh, this is that. It's like, it's not a big deal to him, but it is the most fascinating.
Yeah. It definitely means I have to keep my eye twitches under control because I'm looking and trying to understand.
And again, holding both camera and GoPro, fucking, what the fuck?
Yeah,
holy shit, what's going on?
Did they just say, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay then. So, yeah, definitely being in situations like that are really encouraging as in terms of what we want to be trying to do.
Yeah, as people trying to start up a channel and make it successful.
And it feels very gracious the way that we kind of just fall into these positions and either given help without trying to seek it, and being in a situation where taking the footage that we have in a exclusive way.
Yeah, and being able, like, and for those people to have trust in us to be able to do something that doesn't piss them off, isolate them from everyone else, or just something that we're proud of that they can get down with.
Yeah.
But
which kind of feels a little overwhelming, but at the same time it's exciting. It's definitely exciting.
Definitely overwhelming. So that was our second collector, Bo. Hopefully we will have a few hours to spend with him once he's got his whole collection out, and then hopefully we do him justice by doing
I think that's the exciting part, right? Is making sure that we do them justice and that they're happy with the end product, and as much as we can do it. And I think that means for us is to step up our game, and
as far as editing
and even just allowing them to be open about it either on camera or even in voice interjections, in terms of us asking them questions and then allowing them to give us as much detail.
Retort. But yeah, that's weeks away, and I mean that was a week ago. I'm still busy.
Yeah. And if anything, like, I want it to happen now.
Yeah. Like, we're keen. We just watched a bit of the footage that we did take, and it is exciting to watch how excited we are while we're doing the same thing and looking at everything going on.
Yeah.
But yeah,
if anything, we can't wait to share it with.
I hope we can pull this off. That's where I'm at. I'm like, I hope we don't get a dong from Bo and someone else has to come in and do it. But as far as our learning curve and getting the channel up and running and everything, that is really exciting. Like,
I believe it'll be a true test of our abilities, and
of which we have zero.
yeah. Like, again, we started off in a position where we don't even know how we got to here, but here we are, and now we're trying to
take advantage.
Yeah, and pull it all together the best that we can. And definitely be proud of what we've produced, and hopefully everyone that watches it is able to see that and reflect on it the way we have, or will do.
And my theory is 99% of the people are never going to see that room in person, so we need to make sure it looks good.
Yeah, we're going to represent.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, that's still 8-9 weeks away. I'm sure I'll do a video at some point on Insta just to let everybody know when that's executed.
As much as I want it all to happen now, I'm glad that we have the time to be able to collate all our ideas and do a little bit of practicing on
other collectors that aren't impressive.
Even if it's just like the footage that we're doing for other parts of our channel, and then learning the craft, and then applying that in the ways that it's going to make it successful, not just for us but for the collectors who we're showcasing.
Yeah. So very excited about Bows. Very excited about integrating with Bot Brothers, or working with the Bot Brothers, and I think if we can pull it off, then this would be the beginning of a very long and successful relationship with Bot Brothers and Bo. So that's probably the end game.
Yeah. Are we going to reveal how the plan is to do those for them? Or?
No.
No.
Yeah, I'll have to wait, because we can say everything that we think we're going to do, and then in 6 weeks' time we would have tried a lot of different things, hopefully with other collectors and the videos we want to do for them, and it might be completely different.
Yeah. So be patient. Yeah.
But you guys are here. Hopefully by the time we drop those videos, other people will be here to view it as well, and that's the game plan, I guess.
Yeah. And I guess once you see the notification or whatever when it pops up, give it a look, because it could be the one you're waiting for. Okay. Or it could be us mucking around trying to work out how to do lives,
talking shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I guess that's us.
Yeah. We should then allow you the privilege to know that we're going to be doing this again with other collectors.
Oh yeah. Have we not mentioned that?
I think we've said it, but not in I don't think we've described either how many or who they are, but there's definitely going to be a few more.
Yeah.
And
there's a reason why we're counting, and this is number 2.
Yeah. Do we have a plan for who's next, or
no? You're meeting up with Riri on Saturday.
Yeah. I'm gonna have a chat with her about whether she's keen or able or not, and or how that might pan out if she does want to.
She's a Barbie collector.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. I want to say I think she's got like a couple of hundred.
Yeah. But then we also want to go. There's a rock climbing place around here that has a showroom of Lego. Lego
a showroom. It's
like a showroom that we'd like to have a look at
with proper big display casings. Is it a diorama? Is that what those are?
I've never seen it.
I've
never been up there.
So yeah, it's really cool to look at, and I'm pretty sure that the guy who has done all that is the owner of the business itself. So if we can tee that up, that'd be cool, because I like looking at it. I'm pretty sure if we do that right, then you'd probably like looking at it also.
Yeah. So that's what we have planned for the future. Yeah. But otherwise, that's us.
Sure.